thank you all. Let me begin by thanking you all for the good work that you're doing. I've heard about the numbers, and I'm encouraged, and I'm pleased by the numbers, and not just, like, again, as I always say, not just for the sake of the numbers, but that we are impacting people. And I think this weekend, or this weekend and this coming week, with the fair and the parade, we can have even a greater impact. But I think what's important is the work you've been doing, and keeping the non-payment individuals, getting the individuals who had not paid to step up and pay. So we had a very few drops compared to previous years, right? I hear it's somewhere about 80 something to over 100 every year. So I'm encouraged by that. Keep up the great work. We appreciate everything that you're doing, and I look forward to hearing some more good numbers today, and then come next week, even greater numbers, right? Rah, rah.
And you've got that coming, President Corte. And actually, we will start with Ryan's presentation, which will get right into those numbers, and they're actually better than 80. So, Ryan, take it away. And good morning.
Morning. Let me share. All right. So, once again, good morning. Here are some information for Admissions and Guidance Services. Continuing with the application numbers that we've been tracking throughout this year. As you see, applications are up in comparison year over year. This past week, we're up a few over the year previous, 56 compared to 52. I have been also looking at our 2021 high school graduates. That number actually has trickled up a little bit the past 2 weeks. So we have had some of the graduating class from 21 have gone through the application process, and we're working on those students to get them enrolled. You'll see the overall application number from the 2020 class. I'm looking to pull together the information on what the final grad numbers look like at 2021. I can do some comparisons from there. Here is our fall enrollment head count as of the end of the day yesterday. Total head count is 2151. With our breakdowns of continuing, returning, transfer, and FIDIAC. You'll see on the left the fall 2020 head count was 2312. So we're quickly approaching that number and should hopefully cross that very soon. And then for a little bit more some comparison sakes, fall 2021 versus fall 2020. As of the end of the day yesterday, we're up 23% head count, 16% in credit, and 40% in billable compared to fall 2020. One thing I do want to point out, it was mentioned as far as the drop for non-payment. We did drop 78 students earlier this week for non-payment. That's the lowest number in the 10 years of history that I could find as far as what the first drop looked like. So huge shout out to folks in Valerie's office, Tracy's office, Brianna, who's our new student success navigator for math, has contributed. So we've had a lot of individuals helping to help students through the system, whether they're making a payment on their own or whether they're going through the financial aid process. Great work by a number of people to get that number down. One other thing I did want to point out, we did not have our first drop for fall 2019 until August 2nd. So as we're kind of looking, and my trend line I have up there doesn't show the dip, but quite as clearly. But we had a very small dip compared to years past, and we're trending still in front of fall 2019 numbers, which is exciting. And we'll see where we stand here as we continue to move forward. One last thing, and a special shout out. Today is Lauren Pillarelli's last day in the office. She's retiring after 31 years here at the college. So we're very sad to see her go, but also very excited for her to move into that next step of her life. So she will be missed. but we look forward to the great things for it. So that's everything for me.
All right, so thank you. So quick question. So this chart you have here, you will have something similar for 21 and 19 in the future.
2019
Yeah,
is actually on the chart. And Ryan, if you'd like, I'll share the screen and they can see those dips really clearly. And you can point out that 2021.
So you have a summary of the numbers, fall 2021 and fall 2020. Will you have a summary of those numbers for 21 versus 19?
Yeah, it's actually on the graph here. And Ryan, you want to discuss this right here?
Right.
Yeah. So this one's a little bit clearer because it's not as squeezed as it is on the PowerPoint slide. But you'll see where the gray line is our 2019, and it took that dip that you see. They'll end up happening August 2nd. That's when that first drop happened.
Okay.
And then the dark blue is our 2021 number. So you'll see the little dip there. That's where we only dropped 78 versus over 100 in years past. So we are trending in the right direction when it comes to 21 versus 19, and we do have comparison numbers on those.
Yeah. So this is 19. This is 2020 right here.
Right. I see it on the chart, but I want to see the numbers.
So these are our 2019 numbers, billable,
Right.
credit, and these are our 2020 numbers,
Right.
billable, credit, so forth. And so you can see we are a little bit down in billable, but we will be slightly up when you account for the drops in overall number of students.
All right.
So they are taking a little bit less. They're taking a few less credits, and that's a natural product of the reconnect, where the reconnect is requiring 6 hours per semester.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Joe, why don't we turn it over to you next?
Okay, I am going to share my screen here. And I just wanted to start out by shouting out to my team, as I've been on vacation for the last couple of days, trying to spend some vacation before I lose it going into the next year. So I was panicking because it's fair readiness week. We're getting ready, and this is the fair booth that they put together while I've been away. As you can see over there on the left, we're focusing on our Michigan Reconnect campaign. So we'll be handing out sunscreens to everyone that have Michigan Reconnect logo on them, and then we've got some signage there. And we'll be giving away a nice MCCC Husky gift basket for those who sign up. So I wanted to shout out to Doug and Janelle, especially. Janelle really helps me out with getting the fair ready, as well as a number of others in my office. But those two are really helpful with the graphics and the booth. So, and then moving on, I've just got a couple of reports. Our Michigan Reconnect webpage, which we've been working on, really pushing as our wildly important goal for the year. Our goal was to reach originally 4,000 unique page views. We blew through that by the beginning of May. So then we readjusted and said, well, let's see if we can get to 10,000 page views. So I'll show you the analytics. Actually, unique page views. So we're at 8,772 unique page views as of right now, with a month to go, because we wanted to get to 10,000 by the time classes started. Now we've got almost 10,000 page views, but these include people that have returned to the page. So these are all new users. I've talked a little bit about this. I think we're getting to the point of diminishing returns when we come to the advertising of Michigan Reconnect, because I don't know that there's many people in the county who qualify for this program that don't know about it by now, because we have been really promoting this for almost, more than 6 months at this point. So just wanted to put that out there. And then I've got a little more analytics that I wanted to show. I'm going to talk a little bit about the website. The top 10 pages on the website for June. These are all June numbers. There's a little bit of a lag before I get these reports. So you can see that the search is very popular on our website, with 7,602 page views in the last month. But this is really cool. When you talk about websites, you talk about stickiness. How long can you keep them in your website? 37 pages on average are viewed by people that use the search function. A lot of use by our student email, a lot of our current students using our website as well as our faculty and staff. But then you see all of the others, which are probably more prospective students and parents. Academics with 3,647. Programs 2,000. Reconnect here. We've been really pushing this and advertising this and directly getting people here as well as future students with some nice high numbers for the month. And then I wanted to touch, lastly, just a little bit on Facebook. So Facebook, we do a ton of social media advertising and social media organic posting out of our office. But I focus on Facebook because it still is the biggest thing out there. You know, the most people in the world, 87% of people in the world are on Facebook. So let's focus on those numbers here just for the sake of being brief. You can see here's all of the posts that we did just in June, and you know there's probably 10 to 12 of these every few days, and you can see a lot of these are Reconnect and their high demand careers, which are the two main campaigns that we're working on right now. Lots of post reach, and what post reach means is anyone that actually saw this ad, we know that they saw it and they looked at it. That's what these numbers are here. This one is the commencement ceremony, and then we had this really big outlier here when we saved the ducks in the courtyard in the administration building. These are the types of posts that just get legs when we put up the photos of those ducks walking out of the building with nearly 15,000 people being reached. Our Facebook page only has 7,000 followers, which is a lot of followers, but you can see this was shared and shared and shared beyond our community, so our Facebook community. And then, so the grand total of how much post reach, we've reached 21,000 people just in 1 month on our Facebook page, and that's just Facebook. That's not LinkedIn, Twitter, all the other things. So you can see the value in social media posting and advertising. And then I wanted to show you quickly Facebook likes. We have 7,556 Facebook likes. These go up by the day. We've been working on this for well over 10 years. This is very good in comparison to some major colleges. Henry Ford has something like 10,000. Owens Community College has 9,500. So we're up there with some of the big heavy hitters in terms of community colleges for being a smaller community college. And then lastly, Facebook and Instagram ad metrics. These are all paid advertisements, sponsored, so they appear like they're regular posts, but they're posts that we put out there and put money behind. And you can see the number of clicks and the number of reach. Impressions are just how much it's served out there. So some of these are up in the 100,000 range, but you can see that there's a ton of reach for a number of these, as well as link clicks. And I won't delve too far into the numbers, but these are all the Facebook sponsored posts that ran just in June, just in 1 month. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yep. Thank you.
Tracy, let's turn it over to you this time.
Question.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Absolutely.
So, Joe, can you see this?
Yes. Yep.
And so this template here, is this a template they gave us, or is this our template?
Everything we've done for Michigan Reconnect, we produced out of our office and made it look like ours. So that what you have in front of you, I believe that's a postcard that we mailed to 100,000 people. Yeah.
Okay, because I picked up several of these from they were hiding at the Learning Bank yesterday. I like the cards. They tell you exactly what it's about.
Yeah, what we did, Kojo, was the program itself. If you go to the Michigan Reconnect page, is kind of, it can be confusing. And we just tried to make it as simple as possible. Yeah. You could qualify for free tuition if you're age 25 and over. I
like the cards.
Yeah.
I like the cards. While this one here is a little more. If it was mailed, that's fine. But they were sticking. They had probably 100 of them just in a corner somewhere at the Learning Bank. So I picked them up yesterday when I went there. Nobody was picking them. I picked them up. And left some of these cards here, which really get to the point. And also the brochure, the flyer in the office there, that those get to the point too. More so than this, unless this is mailed. So, all right.
That's mailed. And then similar to the card in your hand, Kojo, just what's in the red. We've made that's where all in the background, all of the web site ads are. Like if you're cruising around and you're in Monroe County on any particular website, you'll see an ad that looks just like that, and you click on it, you go right to the page.
Yeah.
To sign up.
Good. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Well done. Tracy Vogt, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Bonnie.
All right. So, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Not a ton of activity this week regarding the activities that we are tracking in the registrar's office, but we have done some very heavy focusing on the DREG list the last 2 weeks. So, and we had success there. So that's kind of why we're stagnant at these. But so numbers haven't changed a lot. What we are tracking, we implemented an alert system in the registrar's office, tracking students who are taking courses outside of their program of study. We have currently reached out to 190 students. We've switched around a lot of schedules, updated programs, and have had very positive outreach with students regarding that. We have done over 90 program changes since January, which is 3 times more than what we did last year. So we are definitely making an impact using this system and doing some additional outreach to make sure students are on the right path and getting them to graduate in the most efficient and cost-effective way. And next, what we are tracking is FDIAC retention from fall to fall and fall to winter. We had hoped to increase that number by 2%. We've far exceeded that. As of this morning, we have 67% of the fall 20 FDIACs registered for fall 21, which is creeping up very closely to our fall to winter numbers. So that's very exciting. We have 160 students registered right now. And the last thing I want to mention, Scott had asked me to mention this for the next few weeks, just so campus is aware of the change. We have updated our withdrawal policy. Students will be required to have a communication with their faculty members prior to withdrawing from class. And they will have to get a signature or provide electronic communication to the registrar's office prior to dropping. So this information has been posted on our website, which you can see here, and the ad drop form has been updated to include faculty or instructor signature. So that is all I have.
Well done, Tracy. And this is very significant because in the past, students have been permitted to simply go online and drop their courses at will. And they often have not had the proper conversations to realize that when they drop a class, they may have gone under the number of credits required to maintain their financial aid. And so by dropping one class, they may have dropped their financial aid and all of their classes inadvertently. So we're having those conversations and forcing them. So great work, Tracy.
Yeah. And if they're withdrawing completely, there's a possibility or there's a chance of an exit interview with them to know why they are leaving. So that's good.
Correct. Well done.
Very
Dr.
good.
Kohler, good to see you.
Good morning, everybody. So we have been tracking FAFSAs in the financial aid office, and we are, with our 2021-22 FAFSAs, quite a bit above where we were at for the 2020-21 year. Now that we have passed our first drop for non-payment, we are able to start looking at the comparison with the number of students in fall 2021, and these would be regular degree-seeking students because that's the group that qualifies for the federal financial aid, to start comparing the number of students who are registered who are receiving some type of gift aid in the form of scholarships and grants. So you can see for fall of 2021, we have 1,037 registered students who are receiving some type of gift aid to pay their tuition and fees, and that's compared to 825 that we had in fall of 2020. So our goal was to increase the percentage of our students who are receiving gift aid by 5%, and we are doing quite well, especially considering we still have several weeks remaining in the fall 21 registration cycle. And again, these are regular degree-seeking students that we are looking at in financial aid. Michigan Reconnect numbers, the applications have started to level off. That's not surprising. As Joe had said, we've been advertising very heavily since the winter semester. Tons of communications. Thank you to everybody in all the departments who have been spreading the word about Michigan Reconnect. We have awarded just a tremendous number of students. We've got a really good group of students, a large number of students who also qualify fully for gift aid, but are on that Reconnect roster. So Reconnect numbers continue to look strong. And then as we can start to look at the number of students who have met the Reconnect eligibility at the state level and completed everything at the school level for their financial aid file to be awarded either Reconnect or other gift aid, 60% of those students have registered with us for the fall semester. And then finally,
I'm sorry, what percentage again?
60.
60, okay, good.
And then finally, I'm just taking a look at our, just tracking our frontliners and Reconnect funding. You can see that we've awarded very large dollar amounts of frontliners and Reconnect funding for the academic year. This would be fall and winter combined. And again, just to note in financial aid, we always have to award on the assumption of full-time enrollment. When we're tracking what we anticipate actually paying out when the fall semester starts, the number goes down quite a bit because we're looking at just one semester, but also because the vast majority, 83% of the group of students in frontliners and Reconnect who are registered are only registered for 6 to 8 credit hours at that half-time enrollment status. So that is the update that I have for financial aid.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
It's me again. So, Dr. Val, so if you have a student who signed up before December 31st for frontliners and they did not enroll that winter, can they still enroll this fall?
They can still enroll this fall. This fall semester is the last semester that they can enroll to secure the frontliners funding.
All right.
If something happens and they can't come this fall, if they are 25 or older and they want to start in winter of 22, we'll direct them to Reconnect.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And I'll note, Kevin Cooper has put together a slate of late start classes. He has been, he informed me yesterday he was going to add a few more. And so those courses would be eligible for those students as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Great job, team. This is phenomenal work. Dr. Culler, are there any shout outs that you would like to provide for the people who have helped with the D-Reg? Because that was phenomenal work.
Sure. Thank you to Allison and Sue. People probably don't realize how many lunch hours Sue Burns actually works through to do the extra work that lands on our plate. So thank you to everybody on my team. Also special, I know Ryan had mentioned it before, but special thank you to Brianna, who in her first week of work just jumped right in and started making calls from the list.
In 10 years, even though you have increased FAFSA, right? Increased these numbers coming in 10 years, the college has never been under 100 D-Reg for the fall. What was our number this semester? 78. So just that's fantastic work, team. Keep it up. I look forward to seeing everyone out at the parade, and I will provide some information after this is over to everyone for the parade and the fair and so forth. So thank you all for your work.
Thank you. Thank you all for your hard work. We appreciate you, and we will see you soon.
Great job. And Lauren Pillarelli, happy retirement. You've earned it.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you.